Jared Sandler is joining us right now on FT Live's takeover of the All-Star Game. You can follow him at Jared Sandler. He does pre and post for the Texas Rangers radio network. He's all over socials. Jared, do you hear us? How you doing, dude?
What's up, fellas? Thanks so much for having me. I love listening to you guys.
Appreciate you, man. And Josh Young just flew out to center field. Is he the Rookie of the Year in the American League so far?
I think so. You guys are like 10 seconds ahead of me, so I need to make some bets now that I know the future. But, yeah, I think so. I think he's got to be. I mean, Yoshida's definitely, had an impressive year. We just faced the Red Sox, but I don't know. There's something about like a guy who's actually like a rookie age, and he plays really good third too. That's the thing that's impressed all of us the most is we kind of thought maybe the Rangers would have a little tough time along the infield defensively, but Marcus Semion's been great. Nathaniel Lowe's been a lot better. Corey Seager, if he gets to the ball, he makes the play. But Josh Young seems to make like a highlight reel play every night. That's been a lot of fun to watch.
By the way, I just want to say one quick thing because I want to reiterate this. We're at Emerald Queen Casino in Tacoma. We appreciate them for hosting us here. This was a wildly fast setup. Go ahead.
Yeah, the boys behind the scenes really set this up. Who's
Jeremy,
been the most?
By the way, our director, is looking frazzled.
He's frazzled. The hat is. He's looking good. You're looking good, Jared.
I think he's fine. He's going to have a Virgin Mezcal Negroni, and he'll be good to go.
Anytime
Virgin
you have
Mezcal.
a hat like this, it's a frazzled sign.
Jared, who has surprised you the most from this Rangers team?
Well, first of all, I just want to say you guys are doing this right with your drinks. I wish I had the same setup, but
Virgin Mezcal.
Yeah, it might be the guy. I mean, on my TV, he's still batting. It might be Jonah Heim, just with what he's done offensively. I don't know, guy like Leody Taveras. I'm in like an all-star mindset right now. I know Leody's not an all-star, but there were a lot of people that didn't think he would, be on the roster by May 1st because the Rangers' top prospect is Evan Carter, who's an outfielder. And the minute, he was a part of big league camp, everyone kind of kept asking, when is he going to be in and when will Leody Taveras been out? But I don't mean to come off as like a homer here, but if you look at the numbers, I think you can make a pretty strong case that Leody Taveras should be an all-star. And I know that you're not just going to make a roster full of Rangers, and I get why that was a tough sell, but I mean, he's had all-star type numbers. So he's probably the biggest surprise. I think a lot of people thought Corey Seager was going to tick up a bit, but I mean, his numbers are ridiculous, and watching him hit the ball every day has been ridiculous. I wish he had those 31 games back where he was hurt, see what his numbers would be with that. But he's been absurd. But I think Leody Taveras is the guy who he's a big part of what this team has been built on offensively. Two-strike hitting, lineup depth. He hits 7th, 8th, 9th. I think he's probably been the biggest surprise.
Marcus Semien just bounced out. Is the AL just Texas Rangers players?
It's all they just stacked them up. It's just, hey, it's the Texas Rangers versus the National League.
And the Rangers are winning because the NL can't win a Midsummer Classic. Jared.
My Rangers aren't doing anything, though, right? No hits. We just won one good defensive play from Adolis.
It's really just a Yandy Diaz homer as far as offense right now. So while we're in between innings here, what do the Rangers need to do with the trade deadline approaching? They already loaded up Chapman. What else so they make sure that they don't fade in the second half?
Man, I saw them introduce David Bednar and Mitch Keller. That'd be a pretty good combo platter to add to the mix, but that's probably going to be super expensive. That's the like Christmas, Hanukkah for me wish list number one. But they definitely need help in the bullpen. I think they could benefit from adding a starter. They also have a couple of guys leaving via free agency in the offseason, and then Jacob deGrom won't be around until late in the year if he comes back next year. So they could kind of kill two birds with one stone if they get a controllable starter. But, I mean, their bullpen has really had a tough time. And right now you can rely on Will Smith and Aroldis Chapman, and that's kind of it. And so I think they're going to be shopping for multiple relievers between now and the deadline. And Chris Young, I think every GM has their own personality. Still kind of figuring out Chris Young, but if nothing else, it seems like he's super aggressive. So I don't think this is going to be a team that's going to sit back or anything.
Were you surprised when deGrom got hurt?
Oh, that's tough, Kratzy, man. You're no, because it just seemed like over the last few years, right? Every time you threw a pitch, you were holding your breath. I think it stinks, right? It was, first of all, it's so much fun to watch that guy pitch. The Rangers haven't had a guy that talented wear their uniform on the mound ever. It was fun for the 3 weeks, and hopefully we'll get a similar version of him back. But man, I kind of think that. No, not a surprise. I hate to say that. I just think hopefully it's a clear path for him when he comes back from the injury.
Well, that's what I was going to ask then. That's what I was going to ask then.
Ever?
AJ said something.
Well,
what's that, AJ?
You said he's the most talented pitcher for the Rangers ever? Nolan
AJ,
Ryan?
I think I think that's fair. And I know you caught you. I think as far as like just talent and ability, I know maybe it's tough to compare generations, right? Because what Nolan did compared to what was around him at that time was pretty ridiculous. But I don't know. I mean, Jacob deGrom, to me, I would take his talent up against Darvish and up against Nolan Ryan.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's had the best career out of them. Maybe better career than Darvish, not Nolan. But I don't know. You don't think he's the most talented guy to wear that uniform?
I mean, I can only say what I know about you, Darvish. He had the most talent I've ever seen for a pitcher, meaning stuff-wise, if he could figure it out. Now, he never completely figured it out. He still really hasn't. But if you just said, you, Darvish, go throw 100, he could do it. Go throw the nastiest slider you've ever seen, he could do it. Go throw a great split, he could do it. So, I don't know. That's kind of what the question. I didn't see Nolan, but I faced deGrom. I faced Darvish. I've caught Darvish. Yeah, deGrom is great, but if you just went on pure stuff, it's hard to top Darvish.
If you had to win, I guess for each of you, if you had to win one game,
I ain't taking
who
Darvish.
do you take?
I ain't taking Darvish. I'll tell you that right now. He's not on the list.
JD Martinez with a little extra base knock into the left field corner.
Jared's a minute behind.
I know, but hopefully
Jared,
some
gets
people
thrown
are
out going
synced
to
up
third.
with us.
He gets
I'm
And
seeing
also,
this now.
it'd be nice if the National League put up a fight because they basically lose to the AL every year. And their lineup, agreed, is superior. Their starting lineup.
Yes.
Yes?
Yandy Diaz disagrees.
Agreed.
Hey,
But
these
just throwing that
jerseys
out
suck, right? We agree on that?
The
Say that again?
uniforms?
These
Uniforms
jerseys
for the
suck.
National League are an insane miss. And also the uniforms in general, my social media the entire day has, since the players have been on the field, has just been people being like, why are we trying so hard to make these unique uniforms for All-Star when everybody wants the team unis with the patch and that's what people will buy?
Yeah, I don't get it. I used to love seeing like the different teams' uniforms on one field. This garbage kind of stinks.
Yeah.
Hey,
The National League ones
Kirby's on
especially
the
are
mound.
trash.
Hey, I don't know what you guys think about this. To me, like I'm not counting out Seattle. They're like a second half comeback team to watch for me. That pitching staff, starting rotation and bullpen is way too good for me to count them out. Like when I think about the AL West and the Rangers and the Astros, it seems like the Angels have tanked, but I don't know. I'm not counting out the Mariners to make a run here. I don't know about you guys.
Where are they going to make that run? Where are they going to make enough points on the board? They might be able to keep them off, but you can't make
Trade
the
or
playoffs.
Jerry, baby.
Trade who?
I thought
Trade or Jerry.
Yeah,
He's trade
I'd be curious
like
to see what
crazy.
he does. But you're right. That lineup's not very good. And I was kind of relieved when they didn't sign Trey Turner this offseason. I kind of thought he was going to end up there, and that would have made them a little tougher, even though he's not having the best year.
He'll be fine. Back to the deGrom thing, because I think Trey Turner's going to turn around in the length of his contract. With deGrom, at the end of his – did he get 4 years or 5 years?
5 years.
At the end of his 5 years, if they win one World Series while he's there, is that a successful contract?
Yeah, I think for an organization that's never won a World Series, yes. I mean, it's assuming he's a part of it in some way. Yeah, I think so.
He's already been a part of it. Even if they win it this year, he's already been a part of it.
Sure. Yeah. No, I would say so. Yeah. And it's I think it's a different gauge for different organizations. I mean, anyone who wins a World Series once in a 5-year stretch, I think is awesome. I don't think that there's any organization that would be disappointed by that. But especially the Rangers, the heartbreak of 2011, just getting dominated by the Astros, their in-state rival the last 6 years. Winning a World Series over the course of this contract, definite success.
America's hit tool, Luis Ariz, puts the National League on the board. Why, Twins? Why did you let him go? That's a knock. Wherever you stand on the field, he will hit it where you ain't, and it's 1-1.
AJ, if I'm rooting for the American League, does that mean I'm betting on the no pass line?
Yes. Right now, in this group, you are. You're the no pass. You're that. Hey, you're that guy.
No. That's my game of choice right there. And anyone who bets on the no pass line needs to get their ass off the table right away.
Yeah,
thank you.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I don't think people know the joke, Jared, because you could hear us when we were talking.
Yeah, we
said we all bet on the National League. We all picked the National League to win, and then there's somebody that took the American League.
Paul.
Oh,
that caught?
Yeah.
Adolis Garcia is having a blast with the sun and making every catch look like a highlight reel.
Yes.
He's got a new glove out there.
And so, Jared, we were talking about playing craps, and there's always one guy that bets the don't pass line. The whole table's betting pass line. And Jared's that guy. He's the no pass guy.
Don't put that on me, AJ.
Jared, where were you in 2011? I was at the World Series. I was working it. So where were you when David Freese hit the home run?
Man, I went to watch Game 6 at my dad's house. I was still in college at the time, but I came back because I went to Game 5. I had just interned the past 2 years for your favorite John Blake and the PR department, and so I went home, and then Game 6 I was watching with my dad. I just wanted to watch me and him, and I drove home. So my parents are divorced. And so I drove home to my mom's that night, and they accidentally ran a commercial that was like, come to Dick's Sporting Goods, get your 2011 World Series champion Texas Rangers shirts or whatever. Like, they triggered that commercial when they shouldn't have, and that was brutal.
Luis Ariz, by the way, is called safe. Is he safe? Yeah.
So, Jared.
He stole a base, by the way. He's at second. For anyone that's not actually watching the game, that's
with a terrible lead.
Pay for the game.
Terrible lead. Yes. So, Jared, I was at the game. I was sitting in center field on the Fox set. And when they got to the last out and Freese was up, he's out.
Is he out?
He's out.
We got to let Jared jump, too, because we got our next guest.
Let me just tell the story. So, the relievers in the bullpen, you could see the bullpen. And we're like, oh, they're going to win. 2 of their relievers were yelling at the crowd in St. Louis going like this. No. And then as soon as I saw that, I looked at Karros, and I go, they're going to lose. And Freese, whack, triple. And
it's all your fault. Should have been Andy Chavez out there and right.
Yes, it should have.
Yeah.
I think it was Mike Gonzalez and
in right field?
No, the guy's going like this.
Oh.
And Lowe, the right-handed pitcher, Lowe.
Mark Lowe.
Yeah. Went like this in the bullpen to the crowd. And then Freese.
And then a fly ball to right turned into a triple.
Yeah, it's heartbreak still, fellas.
Jared, thanks for coming on. Well, let's get you on FT Live soon, too.
Yeah, we'd love to, fellas. Thanks so much for having me. Take care, fellas.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Jared.
You're coming on soon. Put it on your calendar, please.